Imagine that you were taking a stroll in the park, when suddenly a meteor fell right behind you. Naturally, you will be very surprised and horrified, and you decided to share with your friend about it. But what will you say? Is it, "When I walked in a park yesterday, a meteor suddenly was falling down"? Or, "When I was walking in the park yesterday, a meteor suddenly fell down"? The more you think, the more confused you get, until you decided to cancel your plan of sharing the interesting story. Isn't it such a waste? This dilemma can be avoided if we know the concept of past simple and past progressive, or we can call it past continuous. But now let's stick with past progressive. Now, past simple and past progressive. What exactly are they? The concept of past simple is that it is an action that is already completed in the past, while the concept of past progressive is the action that is still in progress in a certain time in the past and is completed at a certain time in the past. So when you say the dog chased Bobby, you mean that the dog was chasing Bobby in the past time. But now, the dog is no longer chasing Bobby. Bobby has probably got bitten away by the dog, or has gotten away from the dog. But the point is, the dog is no longer chasing him. But when you say the dog was chasing Bobby, you mean that the dog was chasing Bobby in the past time. But the dog continued to chase Bobby until a certain time in the past. We don't know when the dog started chasing Bobby, nor when the dog stopped chasing Bobby. The point is, we want to tell the whole action of the chase. If there are two activities that occur at the same time in one sentence, there is one concept that you can remember. The idea is that you can try to identify the duration of two actions, which one is shorter and which one is longer than the other. For the shorter action, the action is written on past simple form, while the longer duration is written on past progressive form. For example, when I write an essay, someone slammed the door. Now, how do you write this appropriately? In this sentence, there are two actions: write an essay and slam the door. Now let's do the duration analysis. As we know that writing an essay took far more longer time than slamming a door. So we write slam the door in a past simple form and write an essay in past progressive form. Thus, the simulation would be like this. The activity of writing an essay is conducted in a certain time in past, and it is ongoing until someone slams the door. And then the person continues to write an essay until it is finished in a certain time in the past. So, in this sentence, slam the door has shorter duration than writing an essay. So the correct sentence is, when I was writing an essay, someone slammed the door. Now let's examine another example. When I walked back home, a cat surprised me with its growl. As usual, there are two activities here, but the activity of walk back home has more duration than being surprised to a cat's growl. So, the illustration would be a man walking from a certain time in the past. In the midway, a man is surprised by a cat, and then he continues his walk. So, the proper sentence would be, when I was walking back home, a cat surprised me with its growl. Now, what if the two activities have a same long duration? Just like this. In this case, the two activity is written in the form of past progressive. So, the proper sentence is, the man was walking to the left path, while the woman was taking the right path.
While deciding the past simple and past progressive in a sentence could be tricky, you just need to calm down and think carefully. Okay, Now let's go back to our main case. First, you have to analyze which action has the shortest or the longest period in this sentence. As you can see, here the man is walking, and suddenly the matter falls down and interrupt him. So you can decide what is the longest and the shortest one. In here, the longest one is that the man is walking, and the shorter one is when the matter falls down. So, because it happened in the past, you can say that when I was walking in the park, a matter fell down. So that's the correct sentence. So if you already understand the concept of past simple and past progressive, you can easily tell your story to your friend. And you can say that, hey, you know what? When I was walking in the park yesterday, a meteor suddenly fell down. And then your listener will understand what you mean. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.